Hello, and thank you again. Welcome to another episode of Chevalier, where we try to aim to begin and start a conversation for people who want happy and healthy relationships. And it doesn't matter whether you're black, whether you're white, whether you're African, Australian, Hispanic, Puerto Rican, or even the penguins in Antarctica. Because at the end of the day, we're all seeking happy and healthy relationships. My name is Sebastian Michaelis. Thank you guys for another edition. And let's go ahead and get our day started. Love that song, by the way. Today's episode is simple. I was supposed to do an interview yesterday, but due to a injury at work, I wasn't able to walk for like 2 or 3 days. So I wasn't able to do the interview that I was supposed to do, which I want to start bringing on guests, young ladies who can add to this conversation, because it personally, to me, it gives more value to the conversation if there is a bit of a back and forth exchange of ideas and understanding rather than just me talking all the time. Because I think that in order to grow the value of a happy and loving courtship, there has to be to me, a value of hearing what other people think and trying to create a consensus where men and women can finally value being with each other, can value dating each other, can value a happy and loving relationship. So with that said, today's topic is simple. What are you willing to sacrifice for a relationship? And at first it seems like a simple thing, like you hear a man say, oh, well, I'm willing to give up my time, my effort, my loyalty. And a woman say, oh, I'm willing to love and appreciate a guy. But at the end of the day, like when you say sacrifice, you're more speaking about something that you're willing to give up that the other person actually wants. So if I say, oh, well, I'm willing to give up my great sense of humor in order to make her happy, what does that mean? What is that really giving up as far as something she wants that she's going to find a value to the point where she says, okay, this is good enough for me to step to the side and give up all the male attention that I get just to be with you? In hindsight of it all, and I know I talk about this in a lot of my videos, for men it's money. Men give up money and sacrifice money in order to date a woman of value or class. Even if she is below his social economic standings, as men we still spend money for the opportunity to date, for the opportunity to go out and impress you, whether it's with wine, whether it's going to the park and having a picnic, whether it's going on a Ferris wheel, or creating a new experience that neither one of you have done. The number one asset that men sacrifice is money. I think something that most of us have worked our entire lives since second grade to be able to be on the level to obtain it, so we can go out here and date women of virtue and happiness and not, complain and be single without even trying. And I say for women, and this is coming from what men want, is generally sex. And when I say this, it's not saying that, oh, you need to be a hoe, or you need to be promiscuous, or you need to sleep with every guy you like to prove that you're worth him. Absolutely not. It's actually the opposite. Where I'm basically saying that you should save yourself for those guys that have proven they are worthy of that valuable asset that you have to give. Because I tell women often, if you save your virtue for men who have proven that they want to marry you, or that they want to be in a long-term relationship that's going to lead to a marriage, then you won't have to be so disgruntled about, I gave it to this guy and that guy and it didn't work out, and now I don't think that, no, there are no such thing as good men because most guys have betrayed my trust. in actuality is that you haven't taken the time to actually choose a guy who was worthy of your most precious gift in the first place. A conversation that I had with a young lady earlier today, one of my clients, was she was saying, well, sometimes guys, they act a certain way or they pretend like they like you. And they just hold on long enough to get what they want. And once they get what they want, they move on and you don't hear from them no more. And I said, well, what are some of the things that these guys have done to actually prove to you that they wanted to be with you? That they wanted a marriage? And then I just heard crickets. And so she was like, oh, well, it's literally, that's what she did. She started studying. Because she say that guys just pretend to want you until they get what they want and they're gone. But then she couldn't name to me anything specifically that any of these guys did to prove that they were worthy of her virtue in the means of a marriage. Because I tell people all the time since my first video, if you're not dating for the purpose of marriage, then you're just a companion, a sex buddy, or just friends with benefits. People say, well, I'm not dating to get for a relationship. Well, then you're not dating. You're trying to, take mud and call it a chocolate cake. But at the end of the day, no matter how great that mud looks, it's still, it's still mud. Yeah, like a wise man once said, you pray for rain, you got to deal with the mud. And too many women are out here talking about they're looking for a man, but you're looking for a man for what purpose? Are you looking for a man for sex? Are you looking for a man for money? Are you looking for a man for companionship or the ultimate gist? Are you looking for a man for the purpose of a relationship? A happy and healthy relationship that's going to put you and the person you want to be with in a situation where everybody can feel benefited. Am I reaping the benefits of my hard work to get to know her? Is she reaping the benefits and hard work of getting to know me? Basically saying is what I'm putting into this, am I getting out of it? It's an investment. And because men put money into relationships and dating, it is an investment for us because our ample purpose in the end is for 3 simple things. And I probably discussed it in my next video, but I'm just saying for whatever those 3 things are, that is why we sacrifice. We sacrifice the money we worked hard for because we eventually want a woman that's going to give us the love and appreciation that we are longing for, that we need, that we work hard to embrace. Men are willing to sacrifice money for an opportunity to be sexually intimate with a woman who will one day bear our children, be our wives, and eventually, if you're fortunate, live and grow old together. But I'm only speaking about men who are marriage minded. And if a man that you're talking to isn't marriage minded, like, hey, are you looking for marriage? And his answer is no, then it's really pointless. The title of this video is, will you willing to sacrifice? But I think the bigger question is, what type of person are you willing to sacrifice for? Because if you're not sacrificing for a man that wants marriage and has proven that his purpose is marriage, then you're kind of like wasting time. And I don't care whether you're Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, Warren Buffett, or anybody in between. Nobody can buy time. You can extend it, but you can't buy it. And so I tell women very often, if you're not sacrificing for a man that wants marriage, then you're wasting whatever you're giving him in the first place, which is why a lot of women say they can't find a good man because you're out here projecting for the wrong thing. You want a companion, which I consider to be, with the textbook definition, an arrangement without any attachments. This is my man, but so you go out and you date and you be in relationships, and then you consider, but you're not dating for the purpose of marriage, then that's a companion. I'm out here, I love this guy, I have sex with him a lot, but I wouldn't bring him around my friends. And that's a companion. I would have a child with her, but I don't want to marry her. That's a companion. I tell more and more men and women, if you're not dating for the purpose to get married, then you're not dating. So if you don't know what you want, you don't know what you're sacrificing. You're sacrificing a lot without knowing anything. That's like me putting $100 in a stock I ain't never heard of, but get surprised when I lose my $100 in 2 hours. Because you're investing in something that has no return. And how do you know it has no return? Because you don't even know what you want. So the ideal here, men and women, is if you're going to sacrifice your virtue or body for women, for men, you're going to sacrifice your money. Know why you're sacrificing it by knowing what you're looking for in the first place. If you know what you're looking for, sacrifice is pretty easy. Because you know what you're investing in is worth what you're saving up for. So please know what you want, if you want a relationship or not, for the purpose of marriage. If you're not looking to get married, then you just want a companion, sex buddy, or friends with benefits. Once you make that clear, then everything else down the line will be much easier. Until then, you're just wasting time and lying to yourself. And if you're gonna lie to everybody, that's cool. But when you start lying to yourself, yeah, it never works out. So, thank you all so much for taking the time to reach out to me. Or me reaching out to you while you're watching the video. Thank you so much. Just want to say, I'm going to try to be more frequent with my videos. I'm definitely going to start doing 3 a week. So keep up with the replies. Keep with the messages you guys are sending me, phone calls. I love answering questions. I think in the next 2 videos, I'm probably going to answer questions. Thank you so much. Be safe and have a wonderful evening. I'm jamming and I ain't got no music, right? Alright, let me do this. The music's not even working. There we go. I do all this intentionally because I don't want all that fake production. I could literally pay for that, but I want it to be real and genuine. Peace. Thank you all so much. See you next time.